So, Tottenham Hotspur have completed the signing of 18-year-old K-League winner Yang Min-hyuk. He will be loaned back to his parent club and join Tottenham Hotspur in January of 2025. When previous players, Spurs will loan them back to the parent club and they will join up later on. And this is another young, great talent going to Spurs. Now, this deal was essentially basically done like 2 days ago, and Spurs are believed to be unveiling him while they're out in Korea. They also may play a match against the K-Star All League, so he could also feature in that match. And he's a very exciting talent. Now, it's taken me probably 2 days to make this video. Obviously, this news came out 2 days ago, but obviously I'd never heard of this player before. I'd never watched him before. So I wanted to take the last 2 days to actually learn about this player, watch him play, so then I can give you my honest opinion from the elements that I've watched of him, of the kind of player he is, which is a very Ange Postecoglou winger. He needs to be moulded, his potential, his raw potential. He may not be quite ready right away, but 1v1, very good. What Ange wants him, a 1v1 winger, very good end product, very good ball striking. And apparently Spurs are set to sign him. Ange Postecoglou said, I'm well aware of the quality in the K-League. When I was at Celtic, we were looking to bring in over a couple Korean players. Korean players have made a fantastic impact across Europe. None bigger than our Sonny, is what he said. Now, is this guy the next Son? Well, looking at him and looking at Son, I mean, there's elements of it. Plays on the wing, does predominantly, I think, play on the right wing, but can play on both wings, as you can see. Probably not as quick as Son, but as a dribbler, as a 1v1 player in terms of technical ability and tight spaces, probably brings more than Son. I think he's a very, very exciting player. 13 games as a right winger, 5 goals, 1 assist as an 18-year-old. 11 games as a left winger, 2 goals, 2 assists. But he's predominantly a right winger, but with Mikey Moore, coming through, he's a left winger, he's a right winger. The project's exciting for Tottenham. So let me give you a little bit of statistics on the guy, and then I'm going to break down some examples of him playing and what I learned from my analysis of him. So what do we know about Yang? He's 18 years of age, and this is him versus K-League wingers. He's got more goals than any other winger in the K-League at 18 years of age. He's got more non-penalty goals than every other winger, more expected goals, more progressive runs, more accelerations, and even tackles, which is ranked first for, which shows work rate. Ange Postecoglou likes pressing, he likes tackles. But what Ange Postecoglou likes in his wingers is wingers with output, wingers that can go 1v1, and progressive runs. Progressive runs is really important. I think that's why I've always said Pedro Neto, if he could stay fit, would be such an unbelievable signing for Spurs, because the ability to eat up ground, push forward, get the ball, and just, dribble up the pitch. Dribbles, he is second. Offensive duels, he's second. Touches in the box, he's second. Very comfortable on the ball, very press resistant from what I've seen. Deep completion, second. Defensive duels, second. You can see the work rate, the eagerness. Shots, third, but his ball striking is unbelievably good. Attacking actions, third, and defensive actions, third. So this is an immense talent that Tottenham Hotspur are signing. Again, I don't watch football in Asia. I don't watch the K-League, but I reached out to someone who does watch the K-League, and he said this is probably the most exciting up-and-coming talent in the K-League right now. Now, from the analysis that I did of him, and I want to keep this short and sweet, but there was a few videos of him playing, and I watched a little bit of him playing. 1v1, he looks very good. He was taking the ball here, and then he came inside. And when he came inside, he then delivered off this shot, and this shot went in the back of the net. But I just think those small things, like the way he could dribble and then found this space through a dribble, he could play it into that guy, but he sees the space, and he then uses his body to find the space and then lay off the shot. He's very good at that. I think his 1v1 dribbling to get out of tight space, you see him on the ball here, he already got past the first guy in white. He then drives the ball and he plays in this pass. And what you see is once he plays that pass, he runs and there's link up there. So, I could show you a lot of examples of that, but from my main analysis, him taking on players, dribbling, seems to be his number one strength, which is what Ange Postecoglou want in his wingers. And we're going to talk about more. And we're going to talk about Yang in a second and why they could be Ange's long-term future to wingers, like Burple and Gray could be Ange's long-term future to midfielders. But upon my analysis, this is what I've seen. First of all, it's an exciting electric winner that is very progressive. He's always looking to make things happen. Very progressive winger, gets the ball, goes forward, makes things happen direct. That is exactly what Ange will want in a winger. In 1v1 scenarios, that's where he looks his best. He's very comfortable with the ball, dribbling, getting out of tight spaces. He's two-footed and he's able to play on both wings. He looks two-footed, he looks comfortable, can receive the ball at any angle, technical good, press resistant. That's what Ange wants in his modern system. Very comfortable on the ball, very comfortable in tight spaces. Two-way winger, can go in, can go out, can play on the left, can play on the right, can use both feet, likes to cut inside and shoot, but can go out wide and put across in the byline. Very direct 1v1 winger, which is what Ange will want. Now, of course, I'm not saying that he's going to join Spurs and he's going to start for you as soon as he comes in January. I think he could be one that needs to loan. He could be one that needs time to develop. The physicality of the Premier League is very difficult. It can take, Son didn't get to the level he was until he was well into his 20s. It wasn't like a 19-year-old balling out in the Premier League or in the Bundesliga. There was potential, but it will take time. but he's got very good attributes, especially when you look at how Ange likes to mould young players into the profile he wants. He's got that, and I think Ange could further develop him. You've also got to look at the very good movement he brings on and off the ball, making runs, passing options, and connecting with teammates. I think his movement looked really impressive. Again, not watched loads of him, just been watching clips and videos and footage of him and match footage of him in the last few days and speaking to people. But when he gets the ball, when he doesn't have the ball, he's always good at running into space to receive the ball. Always wants the ball, always eager to get the ball. When he has the ball, he makes the right runs, he finds space, he can use his body to manipulate defenders. I think he has potential to be a better dribbler than Son in terms of 1v1 ball manipulation skills. So he can use his body to send the defender one way, open up space the other way, play out a pass, play out a shot. And I think his ball striking, if you actually watch highlights of him and watch his goals, his finishing is unbelievable. Because sometimes in football, you have players that are really good dribblers and then they're finishing shy. Like Saint-Maximin was this unbelievable dribbler, but he didn't have any end product. And that's why he went to Saudi and Newcastle got rid of him. You need players with end product at the end of the day, and he looks like his output is very good. His ball striking is very good, but he will need time to develop. But from what I've seen, he likes to go wide, he likes to take on his man, and he's got a very good shot on him, which is exactly what Ange will want. If you compare him here to Son, you look at Son, you look at him, you look at their statistics, you can see in general, very similar style of play. He beats actually Son on penalty goals and dribbles. He's slightly better dribbler than Son, but I do think in terms of, this is obviously Son of 22-23 when he played on the left, because last season Son predominantly played a striker. But you can see maybe a long-term Son replacement. A very long-term Son replacement. Probably not as quick as Son, but in terms of maybe what Ange wants in his wingers, probably more suited to Ange ball. Other notes is that he can play left wing and right wing, but I do think predominantly he's a right winger. This has been his breakout season with 7 goals and 3 assists in 24 K-League games. I would assume it's a long-term Son successor. Intelligent player, able to manipulate defenders, use his body well to turn in and out of tight space. He is able to dribble, play good passes into teammates, as well as having a good shot, was my essential analysis of him. He represented a career in the Under-17 Asia Cup, where he shined and was another level above players his age. His data matched with attributes of Gordon. If you compare his data on Data MP with other players who are similar stylistically, Anthony Gordon was one he got compared to, and that's a very good player to get compared to. Could be a potential future weapon for Spurs, and is regarded as potentially, some say, the best Korean talent. Some say the best Korean talent coming through in the K-League right now. Now, interestingly, Tottenham probably have the best young talent coming through in England right now in Mikey. Now, there are some great talents coming through in England right now. I'm a Manchester United fan. We've got this guy called Shea Lacey, but he's been injured. We've got Harry Amos. We've got this Toby Collier guy coming through. But they're all a bit older than Mikey, who's 16. I mean, he's probably the best 16-year-old coming through in England right now, getting another 2 goals for Tottenham. Got 1 goal in the last pre-season friendly, 1 goal in the pre-season friendly before, assist in the pre-season friendly before. I think Mikey has 17 goal contributions in his last 11 games for club, country, youth level, first team level. Crazy. So Mikey is probably better on the left. So if you look at Spurs' project here, it's very clear that Ange has this young project plan to Spurs. Gray 18, Bergvall 18, 2 of the best 18-year-old talents in the world. And what they are is technically gifted players that can pass. And because they've got such good natural technical skills, Ange can just mould them into unbelievable player. Gray's got the physical abilities and technical skills. Bergvall's got the physical abilities and technical skills. If you've got the physical abilities, technical skills, and mental skills with the right coach, with the right system, they can be moulded into elite players. Yang's obviously one that's, very raw, probably will need time to develop, may go out on loan, learn England, maybe go out to a Celtic or someone on loan, but he's one that's what's to watch. Mikey is one that I generally think could have a Kobe Mainoo type season where he just comes through for Spurs, because you've not signed a winger yet. You've brought Werner in, fine, but at the end of the day, you've not signed a winger. There's an opportunity there for more. You probably more like to sign a striker, and Ivan Toney probably going to go on the cheap, I think, in the last week of August. Hall, I wasn't too familiar with Hall, but Tyrese Hall's looked really good when I watched your preseason games. Phillips obviously had a very good loan. You've got that Croatian guy that's one of the highest rated talents, Villiers, Donnelly, Lancashire. Spurs have got this very exciting project of young players, and I think in midfield, Gray and Bergvall is what they've got. And then potentially Moore and Yang is potentially the wing. Because Ange loves these young players that he can mould. Ange Postecoglou is all about youth. It's all about these players he can mould, he can make his own. And he's got Mikey and he's got Yang, the future of the left and the right wing. Players that can potentially push, potentially replace Son, push that position. But you look at Ange wingers. Ange wants wingers that are able to excel in 1v1 scenarios, get to the touchline, progress the ball while being able to shoot and cut back into the box. Both of these players tick that profile. Ange likes young, technically gifted players that can be moulded into Ange's dream profile of player. When they're that young, they're that adaptable, when they've got those traits, they can. So Ange has got a philosophy here. You know, I did when I did a video saying why Ange's plan for Bergvall and Gray is genius. But you can also say in midfield like wings, they've got a lot of options. Now, I already spoke about Mikey more in a previous video, but I generally believe this as a Manchester United fan, that this guy's another level of talent. Like, you know, Tyrese Hall is good, Lancashire is good, Donnelly's good, but Mikey Moore's another level, guys. You know, every now, it's not, you know, it's not normal, apart from class of 92 for 4 or 5 academy talents to make it into the first team of Tottenham, or football. It's not, but there's normally every now and then you get that one. And that one, I guarantee, has to be Mikey Moore. Unless something goes wrong, he's got everything. 1v1 dribbling scenarios, proven. He's too good for the youth league. You watch him play under 17s, you watch him play under 18s, it's too easy for him. He needs a challenge. He can take on 3-4 players at once with ease. He can go in or out. He can progress the ball. He can dribble out of tight spaces. He's very good. He's agile. He controls the ball well. His ability to evade high pressure scenarios is really impressive. He's a direct winger that can go in, that can go out, that can make an opportunity for himself. You saw in the preseason game against Hearts, the goal, he made the most out of that. He managed to find the space, put the ball in, can put in dangerous crosses. There's a brilliant strike, uses his body well to really like lay off passes and shots, and he uses his body well to, you know, shrug off defenders. But for a 16-year-old, when he gets the ball to just take on professional players 1v1, I know it's preseason or not, and have that confidence, you've got a fantastic player in Mikey Moore, who's also good at set pieces, who's also good at final delivery. And I generally believe that Spurs have got something planned here. Now, obviously, it's a risk with Yang, and he might not necessarily hit the top level, but I'm confident that Bergvall and Gray have what it takes to hit the top level. I think Mikey Moore probably has what it has to hit the top level. Yang, again, a player I'm less familiar with, but he definitely has attributes to be a good player and a good player under Ange. Let me know your thoughts, Tottenham fans, down below on these signings. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Bye.